too short.
All right. What is going on, everybody? Welcome to today's call. My name is John Marone. I am the CINC conversion specialist. I am excited to jam with you guys today. And let me tell you why. Because I want to tell you guys some results really quick, just to kind of reinforce what we do works and how we want you guys to be completely bought in. We were in Atlanta 2 weeks ago. We were in Atlanta 2 weeks ago, and we had our CINC University. And day 3 is our conversion day. Now, I don't have those numbers right in front of me, but after our conversion day, what I do know is we had about 60 people calling. And out of the 60 people calling, we had, I think it was about 65. Once again, not exact numbers, but 65 set appointments in just 1 hour of dialing. Now, what I want to break down is I want to break down the 3 simple pieces to conversion. Okay, 3 simple pieces to convert higher. And we'll give you some tools to take away. But before we do, as you guys know, we always start with some mindset shifts before we get into some skill set shifts. First off, if this is your first time joining us, welcome. Once again, my name is John Marone. If this is your second, third, fourth, or 100th time joining us, welcome back. And excited that you guys keep coming back to tune in. So, and one thing I want to talk about today is super simple, but I think it's super important because there's a lot of things that are going on in the world, as always, right? I feel like I kind of have this conversation all the time lately that we can't control, right? That we can't control. And our thoughts start to wander. Our thoughts start to affect us in a very negative way. So I'm just curious in the chat over here, which I see you guys blowing it up, by the way. Let's go. Have you maybe in the last several weeks allowed your thoughts to overtake your action, your motivation maybe? Have you had your thoughts kind of paralyze or stop you from the huge, big leaps of action you've been wanting to take? I'm curious. And those thoughts could be from what's going on in the world to maybe, the inventory to maybe, something that's going on in your world. Right? A little, yes. As a new agent, yes, of course. But then it's all about redirecting. Absolutely. So here's what I wanted to jam on really quick. You're not alone, first off. So don't think that you are. But this quote is something that I want you guys to write down and I want you to live by, and we'll jam on it for a second. And that is, we don't have control over our thoughts as much as we have control of our reaction to our thoughts. So I'll say it one more time. We don't have control over our thoughts as much as we have control of our reaction to those thoughts. We have an endless amount of thoughts a day. And unfortunately, we create these patterns of grabbing the negative ones or ones that stop us from really tapping into the greatness. And so just know, no matter what is going on out there, no matter what is going on in your world, you can't always control your thoughts. And I think sometimes some people out there right now may say, man, I'm just so sick and tired of having these thoughts, these self-doubts, these limited beliefs. Who here is tired of it? Who here is tired of having these limited beliefs? Who here is tired of having these self-sabotaging thoughts? Who here is tired of always wanting more, but somehow, some way, these negative thoughts keep taking you back? Who here is tired of it? Majority of you guys are saying, yes, I am. I'm going to give you guys something that maybe will help, okay? And that is, they won't stop. You're probably sitting there right now like, okay, that's not what I was hoping to hear. But they won't stop, guys. They won't stop. It's unfortunate. But they won't stop. Those negative thoughts, those limited beliefs, those self-sabotaging thoughts, they won't stop. But you know what can start? What you do with that thought. So you can't have those thoughts stop, but you can start taking control of what you do after that thought. You guys with me on that? You have to understand and almost admit and surrender to the fact that those thoughts will never stop, but you have complete control of the reaction of what you do with those thoughts. So let's not go ahead and obsess with why we're having these thoughts maybe, or obsess with creating guilt and shame because we have these thoughts and we keep self-sabotaging, but be more obsessed with going ahead and controlling the reaction after the thought. Because as you guys start dialing, and this is anywhere in life, but let's make it relative to conversion. As you guys start dialing and somebody hangs up on you, right? And somebody curses you off and nobody's picking up and all these things that are going to happen, it starts to infect, right? It starts to infect your thought process. And you get this overwhelm or this, man, I don't want to call anymore. I'm tired of getting beat up mindset, whatever the case is. But what you must do is take control of your reaction to that thought. So try that a little bit different this week. Instead of trying to control your thoughts so much, control your reaction to those thoughts. Okay? Control the reaction to them. Now, I'll tell you a quick story. So we're getting our pool done at our house. I'm over here in Destin, Florida. Have you ever been to Destin, Florida? We live in Santa Rosa Beach. Beautiful area. We love it over here. But we're getting a pool. And so grateful, right? That we're able to have a pool. It's funny because been really stressed, right? We have a 7-week-old baby and just a lot of moving parts in our life and businesses, this, that. And I remember I was sitting there and I was so frustrated, like on the next level of frustration. And I just thought to myself, man, I used to beg and pray for these types of problems, right? Like, a lot of you guys know my past, right? Everything from homelessness to addiction to, time away. And I just remember, man, I used to pray for these things. And now I'm not complaining, but complaining about them to where it's frustrating. And I did a post about it, which, we talked about, I think a few weeks ago on this call. But here's the reason why I bring this up is the people that are doing our pool, the pool's great, but like we're doing an outdoor kitchen and we're doing pavers, right? And a TV wall and this, that, and we're doing everything. It's awesome. But man, these GCs, these general contractors, they don't know how to communicate right? They're dropping a ball left and right. I'm talking I am so frustrated, so pissed, so annoyed. They're taking me away from everything, from my family to my businesses. And then it's like, hold on a minute. These negative thoughts aren't going to stop against what's happening, right, with these people. Like, it's just not going to happen. Like, they're going to mess up and a negative thought's going to happen. I cannot say, oh, look, they screwed up again. They're going to take the entire wall down and be happy about it. So the negative thought is going to happen. But what I can do is say, hold on now. Let me change my reaction to that thought. Let me not flip out and freak out and have my daughter see it, flip out and freak out and, stop me from going into my work day, right, with a good perspective. Let's stop that. That negative thought's going to happen, but it's what I do with that thought that matters more than anything. So it's your reaction to those thoughts that mean more than the thought itself. You guys with me? Yes or no? Drop it to the chat. It is the reaction that you take after that thought that matters sometimes more than that thought. And the greatest part is you, my friend, have the control over that action. You actually don't have control over that thought. You don't. There's ways to go ahead and create this different way of thinking, 100%, and can have better thoughts without a doubt. I've done it, right? There's ways to rewire, but you don't have control over all 90,000 thoughts a day. Sorry, not going to happen. So don't obsess over it. Just obsess over the next step you take with that thought. So I love it. Everybody's on the same page. Yes, yes, yes. Be blessed for what you have. A lot of people are not as fortunate. Absolutely. Yes. And it is tough, right? It is tough, but that's what it's about. So we did a little mindset shift today. I want to break down the 3 pillars, like the 3 things that you guys should really be focusing on to increase your conversion. I want to make it really simple for you guys today. Okay. We're going to break it down. These are the 3 pieces that you need. Piece number 1, and there's more than this, by the way. These are the nuts and bolts. So this is the, okay, if I just focus on these 3, I can at least increase my conversion. Number 1 is your opening line. Okay. It's your opening line. I'm going to share my screen here with you. Give me a second. Your opening line. Now, those of you that have been on these calls before, you know the opening line, right? You're using it, hopefully, but if you're not using it, it's time to start using it. And it's not just about using the opening line, but it's about believing in the opening line so you have confidence when you call. right? When you have confidence when you call. I was talking to a guy the other day who owns an ISA company, and I was like, all right, tell me about your opening line. And they gave me their opening line, and I was like, it's okay, but your delivery was what I'm worried about. It's the delivery of it. And so the opening line, though, you got to make sure that you have this opening line, guys, especially for your CINC leads. We've trained over 7,500 agents, over 4 years of it. We know what works and what doesn't work. And this is what works best. So this opening line right here, the first pillar to create a higher conversion is either change your opening line if you're not doing this, practice this opening line. If you are doing it, continue to practice. Or the last, believe in this opening line. No one's going to buy from somebody that doesn't believe in what they're selling. And if you can't even get past the opening line, it's not going to work. So this opening line is the game changer. And we'll break it down really quick for you. But it's, hey, this is John with the home search site. I noticed you were looking over in Destin at some homes. Just curious, are you looking to make a move in the next few months, or are you just browsing? Now, with this opening line, we say home search site. We don't say website. With this opening line, we do not say their name. Remember, they're trying to find any way to get off the phone with you. If you say their name, it's a silver platter excuse. This isn't Chris, right? Whatever their name is, if you give them that silver platter excuse, they will take it and use it 80% of the time. I noticed you were looking over in whatever area you're in, DFW, Destin, South Jersey, Miami, whatever it might be, at some homes, not houses, because houses are for sellers. Homes are for buyers. Okay. And the reason why, so you guys can understand the psyche behind it, is that homes creates an emotional connection, which is what we want for a buyer. House takes away the emotional connection, which is what we want for a seller. Just curious, looking to make a move in the next few months, or are you just browsing? Now, some people say, well, why are you saying just browsing? Because we know that's what they're going to say. So the moment you give somebody the excuse that they are already planned on using, their wall goes down, and now we have a direct line to build rapport. But it's not just what we say, it's how we say it. So I'm going to show you guys two different ways. Okay, two different ways. The wrong way and the right way. And now I'm not a big fan of like, it's only one way, but this is the truth. So here's two ways. Hey, this is John with the home search site. I noticed you were looking over in Destin at some homes. Just curious, you're looking to make a move in the next few months, or are you just browsing? Option one. Okay. I'm going to give you option two. All right. That was option one. Here's option two. Hey, this is John with the home search site. I noticed you were looking over in Destin at some homes. Just curious, looking to make a move in the next few months, or are you just browsing? Okay, in the chat, what do you guys think? Option one or option two? I'm curious. Keep them coming. I'm not going to give you the answer yet. You guys are some smart people. Hi. Okay, Whitney said 2.5. So I'm confused on what 2.5 is. So I'll do it one more time, okay? I'll do it one more time. And it's not going to be exactly the same, probably. But here we go. First one. Hey, this is John with the home search site. I noticed you were looking over in Destin at some homes. Just curious, are you looking to make a move in the next few months, or are you just browsing? Okay, versus, hey, this is John with the home search site. I noticed you were looking over in Destin at some homes. Just curious, looking to make a move in the next few months, or are you just browsing? It's two, right? It is two. And here's the reason why. Here's the reason why. And I'm curious why some of you guys said one, majority of you guys said two, right? But it's because of the tonality, right? Honestly, when I read it for the first time, I articulated my words probably a little better. All right, would you guys agree? Probably articulated those words a little bit better, but that's not what helps in this situation. Right? You don't need to be, hey, this is John with the home search. You got to bring your own personality into it, and you got to be excited. When you're just reading from the script, or you don't buy into the script, or you don't understand the process and get excited about it, it's going to be hard for the other person to get excited on the other end. So the second one is where it's at. That's the way you want to do it. Now, obviously, your own way, though. But the key things is this is excitement, right? So high energy, tonality, and then the dip at the end when you say just browsing, right? So at the very end, remember, it's just curious, you're looking to make a move in the next few months, or you're just browsing. Ah, man, I'm just browsing. They're going to give you the same tonality back. Watch. I guarantee it. 75% of them will give you that same tonality back. Yeah, man, we're just browsing. That's what we want, right? That's what we want. All right. So, and yes, there is a fine line between sounding exciting and kind of psychotic. Absolutely. You got to find that line, Rebecca. Rebecca sent me that as a message. Yes, you got to find that line. But the only way you do that is you practice it, right? You make it your own, right? Like you guys heard me, I said just browsing. I don't say just browsing. That's just not the way I say it. For you, it might be, and you may be totally against saying just browsing versus browsing. And I'm okay with that. Whatever makes it you, but you cannot skip the part of not saying their first name, of saying home search site. You cannot skip the part of this ending of the opening line, or are you looking to make a move, or are you just browsing? Those things you cannot skip, but you could only make it your own through practice, which on here, majority of you guys aren't doing it enough. You're just not, right? And we'll talk about that here in a minute. So they say just browsing. And then you say, perfect. Look, that's exactly what the site is for. While I have you, what's prompting you to browse? We were down there for the weekend and we loved it. So we were just going to see what the market was like. Doesn't make a difference what their answer is. This remains the same. Now, you don't need to say perfect. You could say awesome, great, amazing. Huzzah, as one of the guys said at one of our trainings. Whatever your excitement and exclamation word is, that's what you put in there. Right? That's exactly what the site is for. Give them that little bit of pedestal to stand on, a little bit of, yes, I'm doing the right thing, by saying that's exactly what the site is for. While I have you, what's prompting you to browse? Now, I also do something in there. I want to see if anybody caught it. So I'm going to do that last part, and I'm going to see if you guys catch what I put in there. Okay. So they say just browsing. Perfect. That's exactly what the site is for. Hey, while I have you, what's prompting you to browse? What did I do? I put something in there. I said something a certain way. I want to see if you guys caught it, but it was intentional. Did you guys catch it? Drop into the chat if you did. And I'll say it again so maybe you hear it. Okay. Perfect. That's exactly what the site is for. Hey, while I have you, what's prompting you to browse? Let's see. What do you guys think it is? The pause. Yep. The what's right? Curiosity is in there for sure with the tonality, but the what's so what's prompting you to browse? That's the way I speak, right? Therefore, I have more confidence when I articulate this. And it brings more of a human tonality that makes you more touchable, more relatable. Now, you don't have to say that. That's not something I'm telling you to do, but I'm telling you to add your little quirks in there, right? As if it's a normal conversation, because that's what's important. So going back to it, super important part about this part is perfect. That's exactly what the site is for. What's prompting you to browse? Now, you don't have to say while I have you. If that's not what you say, that's fine. It can sound something like this. Perfect. That's exactly what the site is for. Hey, I'm just curious, what's prompting you to browse? Right? You don't have to say while I have you. That's not a necessity, but you got to go ahead and ask what's prompting you to browse. Your opening line, that's the first step to lead conversion, is create a stronger opening line with more excitement, with more tonality that creates curiosity, that allows the opportunity to build a rapport. Does that make sense, guys? Any questions on this, drop it to the chat. We'll stay here for a second. Any questions, drop into the chat. Going once, going twice. All right, 3 times now. If you do, drop it in there. We're all good. That's step 1. Step 2 is understand the meat and potatoes. Understand the meat and potatoes. And what do I mean by that? Is when we do our conversion day, we hear this all the time. Agents are sitting there and they're glorified Applebee's servers. No disrespect to Applebee's. I used to work there. Okay. And what I mean by that is they're asking, How many bedrooms? 3. How many baths? 2. What location? That's all good. I'm glad you're getting that information. But people don't move because of the what's. They move because of the why. So if you're sitting there and you're asking all these what questions but never digging deep into the why, you're going to fall into the trap of the average real estate agent, which is caring about the transaction and not the relationship. And that's not going to build a long-lasting business. Okay. So we always ask, so step 3 is after you get that opening line down, here we go. Now we're in the ring, right? Now we're in the ring and we're asking 3 whys for every what if it is needed. If I said, okay, look at how many bedrooms you thinking, 3 or 4, and they said 4, interesting. Okay, why 4 bedrooms? And then they responded, well, we have 4 bedrooms now. So we just want to make sure we have 4. Am I going to dig really deep there? Am I going to dig really deep there? Yes or no? I'm curious what you guys think. So they say they want 4. I say, okay, interesting. Why 4? Okay. And they say, oh, we got 4 now. So we want to make sure we have 4. Am I digging really deep there? Okay. The answer is I'm not going to dig really deep. No, I'm not. Exactly. What I'm going to ask is, okay, awesome. So tell me about these 4 bedrooms. Obviously you have 4 now. What do you use them for? Oh, we have our daughter. We have our game room. We have our room and the guest room. But what do I do now? Okay. They tell me that. I'm so curious. I want to see what you guys said. So I say, okay, perfect. So you have 4 bedrooms now. So what do you do with those 4 bedrooms? Clarity. Where most people would say, okay, 4 bedrooms, now how many baths? No, I want to know about you. And the way for me to know about you is to ask you a little bit different questions. Okay, so what do you do with these 4 bedrooms now? Got 1 for my daughter. Okay, I got 1 for our game room, 1 for my wife and I. All right, and then I have 1 for the guest. Right? So what's the next question I should ask? Let's see. What question would you ask next? Let's see. I see somebody put something here. I just want to see what else. What question would you then ask next? It's okay. There's no wrong answer. We got, how old is your daughter? How often do you entertain guests? Right? Can I move in? Love that. Right. But I'm glad you guys are on it. You guys, when are you wanting to move? Nope. We don't want to go there yet, Krista. When are you looking to move? Nope. Not out. Nope. What else? Not yet. That's a great question to ask, Alan, but not yet. All right. Now we extract. Are you considering a bigger home? Nope. Not yet. Why'd you choose this area? Nope. Not yet. We don't want to ask any of those questions yet. We want to stay in the pocket. Any pets? Not yet. These are good questions, right? These are good questions, but not yet. If you already have 4 bedrooms, why are you considering leaving? Nope, not yet. That's once again, these are good questions, guys. I'm not telling you they're not good questions, but what you guys are doing, you guys keep navigating away from being here for a minute. So the best way to build a relationship is go ahead and you ask the what question. Here is 4 bedrooms. Okay. We ask the why, and then they say, well, we have 4 now. Then we get really interested. Okay. So what do you do with those 4 bedrooms? Now here's where the great agents in the world succeed. And this is where the other half or more than half just go right in for the next what question. And that would be, okay, so that's, so you have a game room. What, like, tell me a little bit more about that. What games do you have in there? We got shuffleboard, we got this, we got that. Learn about them, right? Have fun with it. All right, let's let you know when we go ahead and we get you a house, we're gonna have a shuffleboard game, and just I'm no hold bars. I'm coming for you, right? Like, have fun with it. You have a daughter? Oh man, so do I. My daughter's 5. How old's yours? Oh, she's 16. Okay, you got to give me some tips because we're only at 5, but she acts like a 16-year-old. So you got to make sure you help me fill the gaps here, right? Have fun with them. Oh, you invite guests over? Awesome. So like, what guests do you usually invite over? The family, friends, both? Tell me about that. Oh, we have our family down in town all the time. You know, we have our mother-in-law. She stays with us. So it's super important, right? I'm finding out about them. Even though they said 4 bedrooms and they already have 4 bedrooms, I want to hear about why those 4 bedrooms or what do you do with them? And then extract information and build a conversation. Extract information and build a conversation. That's the important part about it. You guys with me on that? So we're not going to jump to anything else with the what. So we're not going to jump to anything. We're going to have a conversation. Get curious and care more, right? Emotional connection. Absolutely. Get curious. People will want to work with you when you're more curious about them. I'm telling you, in a way of true curiosity and not like I'm trying to sell you curiosity. So then they say, okay, boom, we extract information, talk about their daughter, talk about the games. Then the next question would be something in regards to, okay, so you're looking in just Destin, or are you open to other areas? I really just want Destin. Interesting. Okay. So let me ask you this. Let's say if it went that way and they said, yeah, I'm really just interested in Destin only. What would be my next question? Let's play that game. So we found out their information about 4 bedrooms. We talked to them about their daughter and about the games. We had fun. All right. So it looks like you're looking in Destin. That's awesome. So are you looking in only Destin, or are you open to other areas? They say, yeah, man, I only want Destin. What's the next question? Let's see. You guys are there. Okay. Boom. Yep. You guys are crushing it. Perfect. Exactly. Right. Okay. So why Destin versus any other areas? Man, we love it. You know, we want to be close to the amusement park stuff. We want to be close to the harbor. Right. Jose, we don't want to say what's your budget yet. Look, we're shying away from all that. So those will scare people away. I promise you. I've tried it. I try to switch it up and it doesn't work. So we're saying here, why Destin? Interesting. Okay. Let them paint the picture, man. You know, for us to be able to be right next to this and be able to do that, allow them to paint the picture. They're not going to paint the picture. We're just talking about the next what, the next what, the next what. Okay. Then we have a conversation about it, right? Oh, do you like the boat? Do you do this? Whatever. Have a conversation. Now we're going to ask another question, right? So are you thinking condo, or are you thinking single family? I'm A/B questioning them, right, guys? I'm A/B questioning him. He says, you know, we really want a condo. What's my next question to ask if he says that? You know what, John, we definitely want a condo. We want to stay away from single family. What's my next question? Drop them to the chat. Let's see. Drop it in there. We got what about a condo appeals to you? What's important about a condo? Do you want a water view? Is it going to be primary, secondary? That's a good question, but not yet. Not yet. Flood preference on the water, or floor preference on the water, amenities. Yeah, so this is where we get really simple, right? Really simple. Instead of asking like all these, like, does the floor matter to you? You want top floor, you want bottom floor? Nothing yet. Nothing yet. We simply say, okay, so a condo is what you're aiming for. Tell me a little bit more about why a condo specifically versus a single family. Let them tell you, right? So we have less upkeep, right? We like the amenities, like we're at a hotel, right? Allow them to say. So instead of us asking top floor, bottom floor, what amenities do you want? You know, secondary home or primary home? Do you want water view? No water view. Those are good questions to ask, but we don't need to be too direct yet. We want them to paint the picture. When you ask too direct, a lot of times you can't paint it. Interesting. Okay, so why a condo? Tell me more about that. And then allow them to go ahead and paint that picture. All right, so here's step 2. 3 whys for every what, and build the conversation around it. Any questions on this? Any questions on this? In 3, 2, 1. Any other questions? You know, you guys could drop them in there. And Jose says, seems like you're building a relationship. And that's exactly what we're doing. Okay. We're facilitating the relationship that then creates the sale, right? We're focused on building the conversation that creates the conversion. All right. So Mark asks, what do you do if they hold back info? For example, what kind of games do you have in your game room? And they say something along the lines of, doesn't matter. So this is where, Mark, you got to first off ask in a curious tonality, right? And like an excited, oh man, that's awesome. If you were like, oh, what games do you have in your game room? Yeah, they're probably like, it doesn't matter. Let's keep moving, right? But if you're like, oh, that's awesome. So we have and always, you could always relate, right? So we have a game room, but it's literally just one game. It's this or it's that. What kind of games do you guys having your game room. And then if he says, oh, what does it matter? Say, I just want to make sure that we got the right size for you. Also, if there's any games I could go ahead and beat you in, maybe I might want to come over and beat you in one of those games. Right? Whatever it is, whatever your style of flavor, like it doesn't have to be exactly that, Mark, but you got to make sure that you come first. You could make it relative, like, hey, I have this. That's why I'm asking this. Also, why does it matter? Well, we just want to make sure that, if you got 15 different games, you got 10 arcades that you're trying to get a game room in, it might look a little different than, a small little 12 by 10 room. Just want to make sure that we got you the right size. Does that make sense? Ending it with, does that make sense? Does that sound fair? And they'll normally say, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, it's fair. Or I always go to, look, man, this is for anybody. So this is important. So it's a good question Mark asked, because there will be people that just don't give you information. They're like, why are you asking me all this? And I go to this right here. Hey, look, Mark, 86% of home buyers, they don't think their agent understands their problem. And to be honest, during one of the biggest transactions of somebody's life, we found that to be an issue. And so for us, we want to be able to serve the person at the highest level. And in order to do that, we got to ask a little bit different and deeper questions so we understand who you are, what you're trying to accomplish, so we could truly go ahead and give you the best service and get you what you're looking for. Does that make sense? All right, so anybody that does not open up to you, that's the line we use. You guys with me on that? All right, so now let's go to the last part, okay? We got opening line, okay? We got to make sure we get really good at it, which means we got to practice it. Number two is we have the nuts and bolts, the meat and potatoes, right? We got 3 whys for every what. And if you can't create 3 whys because it just doesn't align with it, then just get curious about that situation. And then last but not least, the close. The close. Scripting is real simple. The framework is opening line. Get curious about them and their situation, not the type of house they want to buy. That's going to come in. That'll come in about them and their situation, and then ask for the business. Close, close, close. Set the appointment, set the appointment, set the appointment. Whether it's a phone appointment, it's a virtual appointment, it's face-to-face, set the appointment. Here's one close we love to use, right? And this is for a close that if somebody's not giving you that much stuff. Mark, going back to yours, but someone that's not really opening up. And you just say, look, I totally get it. I just want to make sure you got the right person with the right strategy for the right time. Does that sound fair? Oh, yeah, that does. All right, perfect. The next step in the process is real simple. I'm going to hand select some homes for you that match what you're looking for. I want to show you those and kind of show you our strategy on how we can get you into those. So what works better for you for a quick 15-minute Zoom call, Tuesday or Wednesday? Okay, so after this, you say, all right, great. The next step in the process, write this down, guys. The next step in the process, it's real simple. We're going to hand select some homes for you. And I want to be able to show you those homes and why we picked them for you, and show you our strategy on how we're going to get you into your next investment home, into your next home, into your beach house, into your forever home, whatever that might be, whatever came out of that call. Ask for the business. I've lost deals plenty of times, guys, all because I built such a good relationship. So I thought that I was scared to ask for their business. Isn't that crazy how we think that sometimes? Right? Who here feels that sometimes? So they're like, but I had such a good conversation with them. I didn't want to push them to meet with me. It's like, I'm telling you, you're not the only one. I'm there sometimes. That happens to me. I'm like, wait a minute. If I built such a good relationship, wouldn't they want to meet me? Right? Wouldn't they want to hang out with me? If you met a friend and you guys had a great conversation, wouldn't you want to be like, hey, let's go out for some drinks? Right? But the brain is playing the trick on you. It's saying you don't want to ruin it by asking, by being pushy. You're not being pushy. They literally are asking you, help me after this call. Okay? So ask for their business. Ask for you to be able to serve them. You got to get in front of them. one way or another. One way or another. All right. So the three pillars, right? The three pillars. Rebecca says, can I say it again? Yeah. So it comes out of like, it comes off of this one. All right. So I totally get it. I just want to make sure you got the right person with the right strategy for the right time. Does that sound fair? Yeah, that sounds fair. All right, great. So look, the next step in the process, Francis, real simple. I'm going to hand select some homes for you after everything we just went over today. I want to be able to kind of show you those homes and why I picked them for you, and then get your feedback from them, and then show you our strategy on how we're going to go ahead and get you your next investment property, get you your forever home, get you your beach house, whatever it might be. So what works better for you, Tuesday or Wednesday? Does that help, Francis? I think Francis asked, right? Francis, you asked that. And then who else? Someone else asked that. Krista, show virtually or in person, or depends. Yeah, it depends, Krista. Do you find most is virtual these days? Look, for us, it kind of is, because we're in a secondary market. So when I'm calling, people to buy out here in Destin, it's a lot of them don't live here. All right, a lot of them don't live here. So I'm trying to at least get face-to-face in some way. And I want to be able to create that connection some way or another. And the best way to do that is virtual in this kind of setting. And here's one other trick. Who here, I got to ask, yes or no, okay? Because we all set phone appointments, right? Well, we should. Okay, who here, when you set a phone appointment, you guys just set it and that's it? Or, so you just set the phone appointment, right? Oh, okay, I'll call you on Tuesday at 2. Or do you set a calendar invite and send them a calendar invite for every phone call appointment? So do you a calendar invite, or do you just set it and call at that time? Let's see. Drop it in there and let's see. Let's see. I'm letting them drop in here. All right, boom, boom. Okay, now I'm gonna go through these all. Calendar invite, just call back. Calendar invite, calendar invite, calendar invite. Some of you guys, have you guys been to our training before, or have you guys jumped on here a lot? I see a lot of calendar invites. I love it. Love it. Just said it, but I can see the value of the calendar invite. All right, so a lot of you guys doing calendar invites. Hopefully, you guys, whether you picked it up from me or anybody else, I really don't care as long as you guys are doing it. I love it. Ashley said, I was in Atlanta. It was awesome. What's up, Ash? It makes it more real for the client. Yeah, so always set the calendar invite. So even if it's a phone call, calendar invite every time. Every time. Calendar invite. I am going to send you a calendar. But now I'm going to tell you guys how to do it really quick, okay? Because some of you guys, I think, are just sending the calendar invite without the proper way to set the expectation. So instead of just, boom, I got off the phone with Bobby, and now I'm just going to send him a calendar invite. Or I'm going to tell them I'm going to send them a calendar invite. This is the best process and expectation setting. Okay. So boom, I set a call with Francis, and I'm like, all right, look, Francis, I'm going to go ahead and send you a calendar invite. Before I do, let me ask you a question. Do you use a calendar to run your day? Yes, I do. Oh, okay. Here, Francis raised their hand. Yes, I use a calendar. Perfect. So do I. If it's not on there, it does not get done. Let me ask you this. What's the best email for this calendar invite? Oh, it's going to be francis@gmail.com. Perfect. Boom. I just validated to the email address. Also, Francis raised the hand again and said, yep, I will see it. Then the last part, which is huge. Hey, when I send that over, can you just do me a favor and hit accept so it pops up on both our calendars? Francis says, yeah. 3 yeses. I just got 3 yeses from Francis that I will be seeing them whatever day I set it for. So it says, I'll say it again so you guys write it down. Do you use a calendar to run your day? Yes or no? Yes, I do. That's 1 hand raise. Perfect. So do I. What is the best email for this calendar? They tell you. That's 2 hand raises that they're going to show. Then the last part is, hey, when I send this over, can you just do me a quick favor? Hit accept just so it pops up on both our calendars. Does that work? Yeah, that works. Perfect. 3 times. 3 yeses. I'm telling you guys, if you want your people to show more, that little tactic goes a long way. That little tactic goes a long way. To use a calendar, best email for calendar, hit accept when I send. Got it. Yep. Boom. Yeah, then make sure, don't say hit accept when I send. Say, can you do me a favor? And can you hit accept when I send it? Does that work? Yes, I can. Instead of saying, hey, can you instead of just saying hit accept when I send it, and then moving on, you got to get them to confirm saying, yes, I'll hit it. Yes, I'll hit accept. All right. Any questions whatsoever? I just want to break down these 3 pieces today, which is opening line, nuts and bolts, which is asking 3 whys deep for every what, really being curious about the person and their situation versus what they're looking for. Okay. And then third, but not least, is close. Ask for the appointment. Any questions? Going once, going twice, 3 times. All right. You guys can drop it in there. We got a few minutes. So I want to go ahead and talk about something I kind of touched on before. And that is the fact that I don't know if you guys practice enough. All right. So we have 130 people on here. I don't expect everybody to comment, but tell me, how many days a week do you role play? Ready? Go. Let's blow up the chat. How many days a week do you role play? From 0 to 7. Oh man, it's coming in real fast. All right, let's see. 111133223200001. Okay. Zippo. Okay. All right. Okay. Boom, boom. Live practice with leads. Joseph, never practice on money. My dude, never practice on money. All right. So it's pretty across the board. It's a lot of our zeros. Got a few in here that are doing 2 or 3 times. Heck yeah. That's amazing. You guys all want to be a champion, right? We all want to be a champion one way or another. We all want to be legendary, right? Or create a legacy. We all do. Don't lie to me. You guys know you want to. Here's the thing. You cannot be a champion without practicing like one first. If you want to be a champion, start to practice like one. You don't become the greatest of the greats. You don't become the GOATs, as they say, without putting into practice. A lot of you guys right now are sitting there and you're hurting financially and that the leads aren't converting for you, but yet you're not practicing to get better on the phone. Now you're on this call, which is heck yeah, a round of applause. What do you do after this? What do you do after this? Because here's the thing. I see you guys once every other week, or if you guys are on my Instagram, you know, some of you guys hit me up and I help you guys out the best I can. Some of you guys come to our live events. Great. But what do you do to master your craft when you're not on this call? When you're not hitting me up on Instagram, what do you do? Because if you want to be the champion, you got to start practicing like one, right? To play like one, you must practice like one. 3 days a week is a bare minimum. Bare minimum. You must hold yourself to a higher standard. Like guys, you don't become great without practice. Oh, it's awkward. Yeah, damn right. You know what's more awkward? It's uncomfortable. You know what's more uncomfortable? It's sitting there at the end of the year with only 6 closings when you thought that you're going to hit 20. Yeah, that's a little bit more uncomfortable. Oh, I don't have time. You don't have time to go ahead and master your craft? Man, I wonder if Tom Brady didn't have time to practice, what that would look like. Right? Man, I just have no one to practice with. You're just not looking deep enough. And if you don't, just start practicing by yourself. Start there. But I don't know how many users in CINC. There's tons of them. I don't know how many people are in your market that you're friends with. You could find somebody to practice with. It's just our minds, and we're just not looking for it because it is uncomfortable, right? What Lindsay said, her Instagram is Lisa. I'm not even going to say that, Lindsay. Tony asked me what my Instagram is. It's Real John Marone. Real John Marone. So here's the way I look at it, guys. We had today to go ahead and learn some new stuff. But I want you guys to just say, you know what, I'm putting in my calendar for 15 minutes a day. 15 minutes a day I'm going to practice. If you can't dedicate 15 minutes a day to mastering your craft, You just don't have a deep enough meaning behind it. Okay. Okay. That makes more sense, Lindsay. Not Lindsay. Now it's Lisa. All right. So I want you guys, please hold yourself to the standard of, man, I'm practicing 15 minutes a day with somebody, without somebody. It doesn't make a difference. Because what you went over today and what you do today is great, but it's that continual, like forcing those reps in, right? Putting those reps in time and time and time and time again. And I know that it could be uncomfortable. I know our brain wants to say something else is more important, but it's not. It is not. You want to maximize these leads, and any lead you get for that matter. Get really good at it. Here's one thing I will leave you with today, that Tom Bilyeu, who runs Impact Theory. It's a really good podcast. Tom Bilyeu, he also owned Quest Nutrition and sold it for $1 billion. I actually had his wife, Lisa Bilyeu, on my podcast. Phenomenal people. So I went up to Tom. This is now, honestly, almost 8 years ago or so. I don't know how long ago it was, but I went up to Tom and I said, he's phenomenal at what he does. He's one of the greatest speakers. He's a great interviewer. He's just phenomenal. And I said, okay, Tom, I got to ask you a question. I said, how do I break into like the greatness, right? Like, how do I truly become the best? Like, how do I truly get the awareness so people know who I am and what I do? And I have the recording. I saved the recording. And he said to me something so simple: be so damn good that the world can't ignore you. Be so damn good, John, that the world can't ignore you. When you show up, the world can't ignore how good you are. They just can't. And I was like, whew. Okay, how do I do that? And he's like, it's everything you do before you show up. And that was it. That was a game changer for me. It's everything you do before you show up that helps the world not ignore your greatness. And so for you guys, if you want to be so damn good, right? You want to be the greatest. You got to go ahead and you got to own the fact that you need to practice more. And then own the fact that you're actually going to do it. So as Tom Bilyeu said, if you want to be the best, you got to make sure that you're practicing like the best. All right. So was today valuable for you guys? Was today valuable? Let me know. I want to make sure we're rocking. I want to make sure we're rolling. I want to make sure you guys are getting the value. Here's something I'm going to drop in here, so don't jump off yet. We have some live events that are coming up. Guys, do not go this year without seeing us. I'm telling you what will happen if you see us. First, you're going to have a lot of laughs. At least I hope so. Maybe at my expense sometimes, but it's all good. But we do a live training, and we'll be in Atlanta. We have Phoenix. We got somewhere in California. We got some Canada dates. I know we have Tampa. We're coming up in Tampa in April. We got a bunch of people. We got you need to come to Charleston. Never know. You never know. But we're going to be in Asheville. That's not really that close. We'll be in Asheville. But I'm just dropping this in there to let you guys know we are coming to a city near you. Please come hang out with us. Come see us. Let us help you. Let us get our hands on you and your business and your life to see if there's something we could do to increase the quality of it. Okay. Come to Mexico. Depends on where out in Mexico, but you go ahead and you reach out to your success partner. If you get me to a nice beach, something like that, maybe we could work something out. All right. So here's my request for you guys. If you're struggling, reach out. Don't sit here by yourself. Okay. Reach out. Once again, you can hit me up on Instagram at Real John Marone, or just go to cincommunity.com, find one of our events, and just buy the ticket. And I put a guarantee behind it. I put a little John Marone guarantee. If you show up and you play all out, you will leave with the mindset shifts and the skill set shifts you need to become successful. And you will walk out on a whole different level of clarity, perspective, and ready to take over. But then it's going to be up to you. So I appreciate you guys. You guys are amazing. We got one last month left of this quarter. Go dominate. I know some of you guys said you're off track. It's time to put the foot on the gas pedal. It's time to go ahead and own up to practicing more. It's time to go ahead and say, I don't care what is happening outside. I am controlling my reaction to my thoughts. And that is how I'm going to win this year. So appreciate you guys. Love you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. You guys are amazing. We will see you guys in 2 weeks. For those of you that are going to be in Arizona next week, we'll see you there. But if we don't hear from you, if we don't see you, go crush it, keep crushing it, and we'll see you guys soon.